Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. Sorry about the delay. We had a little technical difficulties going this morning on our end. So appreciate you joining us here today. Glad to have Andrew on with us from EquiTrust. Appreciate you being on with us this morning, Andrew. And we're going to get started. I know we continue to offer our new producer builders a really good program we put together with new producers. You can qualify for different levels of extra bonuses and different items you can choose from based on different levels. We have a $100,000 level. We have a $250,000 up to $1 million. You can qualify for a number of different items, including seminar systems, radio shows, cash, iPads, a lot of good stuff we got going there. So definitely keep that in mind based on that. We also have a referral program. You refer agents to IMES. We go ahead and pay you additional dollars based on that. How do I get Andrew as the presenter? I have to exit out of there. And we have got that going on right now. We also have marketing reimbursement and get that reimbursed for your expenditures. I know we have a separate account we have established for you based on your production. You get $100 for every $100,000 of index annuity premium put in the account, $200 for life target premium, and $200 for single premium life based on the dollar values you see there, $100,000 level for the single premium, and then $10,000 level for life target. So definitely keep that in mind based on ways you can get additional dollars for IMES to help pay for your marketing costs. We have a great back office support team. I know we have a great new business team, fantastic contracting group, a lot of good individuals we work with on that end to help you with your different activities. I know new business right now, we see a lot of business coming in on e-applications, and that's because applications are much simpler that way. There's less things being missed. You know, everything gets inputted into CRM a lot easier that way. A lot of good activities you can take advantage of by using the e-apps. We also have a very competitive marketing team here that can help you out with annuity quotes, life quotes, trying to figure out what the best plans are for your clients. A lot of really good stuff you can utilize via those teams. We do have our website, been up and running for over 20 years. You can pull up all kinds of information off of that, including, rates, forms. We have a sales library you could take advantage of, pull up information off that with some sales ideas. We have our current annuity grids, all the current rates. You can plug in an 87-year-old in Pennsylvania looking for a 5-year indexed annuity or a 5-year MIGA. You can pull up those details. It gives you specifically the plans that are available to that age in that state. Really good programs available there. So a lot of good stuff you can pull off our website, including you can look at different industry links. Maybe you want to look at some tax information or look at maybe some AM Best reports on specific carriers. It's all available. The links are available on our site. So definitely keep that in mind. As I mentioned, we have a really good e-app platform you use through Luma with Firelight. There's also iPipeline for your life insurance needs, and a lot of good programs available on the e-app system you can utilize. I know that it won't let you go to the signing stage until everything's been completed on the app. It automatically includes forms you need based on your client's specific situation. Really good service to use, and once you've done it like once or twice, you kind of realize how fantastic it is and not having to handwrite everything out. So definitely utilize that at your leisure. We got a great creative team that can help you out with your website development. They can help you out with logo designs. Maybe you want to do some brochures or do some email blasts using social media. They can help you out with all those platforms. I know that we see a lot more individuals using the platform on the social media side, maybe Facebook advertising, LinkedIn advertising, whatever it might be. Maybe you want to do an email blast to your group of clients. They can help you with setting that up. Really good services we offer here through IMES based on those needs. Creative team can also help put together. Maybe you want to redo your company logo. Maybe you want to redo some stationery, what it might be. They can help you with all that situation, kind of getting up to date with what's going on in today's world. So we also have a wealth management side of our office. I know we had our meeting this week here in Omaha, one of our academies. We had our introductory night last night at the IMES Wealth Management Office, beautiful location here right in town. They can really help you out if you want to get involved in the Series 65 side of the business. I know we see a majority of our top 20 agents right now. They're active on both the insurance side and the security side. Really good programs going there on both ends. And definitely take advantage of that. If you have not looked into the wealth management side of the business, definitely want to get a hold of our team. And I can get you in touch with a number of individuals that can help you get started on that side of the space. So definitely keep that in mind. We also have our trips. I know we're doing a couple trips a year. We're about ready to announce our next trip, which is going to be an 18-month qualification that runs July 1st of this year through December 31st of 2026. The trip itself is going to be in March or April 2027. It's going to be to a sunny location. I'm sure there'll be a beach involved. Should be very good. So definitely keep that in mind. We've got our life annuity academies we put on. We know we have one coming up. Actually, this week we're doing one. We have another one coming up in October. This week's meeting is being co-sponsored by EquiTrust. We're glad to have EquiTrust on board. We have their regional sales manager, Leon, here in the office today, giving a great presentation on what you'll see today on the Smart Boost annuity. Really good program we put together, EquiTrust put together on their side. Brand new plan, 40% boost. I know that Andrew's really looking forward to that presentation here in a couple minutes, so we'll get over to him shortly. But these academies, we do about 4 a year. We got one this week. We got one on October the 8th or the 10th. And really good programs we put together. We'll have the next one also in Omaha. This week's is in Omaha. We bring about 30 agents out, go over a lot of sales ideas, going over some really good information on the different products that some of these carriers have, including EquiTrust. Some really good stuff we have introduced at these meetings. You also get to meet a lot of the other producers from throughout the country. Great programs we put together on that end. We also have presence on Facebook and LinkedIn. I know we do special advertising we do on both sides. Really a great program we put together on that end. So definitely keep that in mind based on your needs on the social media side. And we do special programs we put together. We do social advertising for those, and really good program we put together based on that. I'm going to go ahead and get Andrew on board. So welcome, Andrew.
Thank you for having me on, Matt.
Yep, you got it. I'm going to go ahead and transfer my...
Yeah, I don't see the share yet.
Let me see if we can get it here real quick.
Okay.
You go ahead and get started, and I'll see if I can't figure it out how to get you to share this.
Perfect.
Yep.
Well, Thank you for having me on today, guys. Greatly appreciate this, Matt. We have a new exciting product that we just launched here back on August 6th. Very new, innovative product that we do have to offer. Nothing like it in the industry right now, called Smart Boost. And we partnered up with a company called Genesis. Genesis is pioneered the first index annuity back in 1995. So they've been around since the beginning. They have over approximately $40 billion in products sold through carriers right now, with different products they develop. They've granted over 17 patents as well to develop these innovative retirement products. And With Smart Boost, the patent is pending right now, so that will be 18 here soon once that is approved. So we've got a lot of exciting things going on here, and I know that Genesis has been on a few webinars when we first developed, or when we first brought the product on here a couple weeks ago, and was discussing how they decided to go about this. And it was just very interesting to see how they wanted to bring out a new product, like I said, that the industry hasn't seen, and things like that. So we'll kind of get into the product now, the nuts and bolts. Basically, the Smart Boost guarantees a 40% boost. It's not a bonus, but it's a boost with no fee. Okay, it does optimize a blend of bonus and non-bonus for FIA advantages. And once again, it's the first of its kind in the FIA landscape. So what does this boost do? The Smart Boost is a, once again, no fee 40% boost that delivers strong guarantees in the industry. Number one, it gives an immediate legacy boost, day one death benefit equal to the 140% of the premium. Okay, so a death benefit guarantee there. So for example, say you put in $100,000 and the owner passed away day one, day two, or in year one, the primary beneficiary is going to have $140,000 for a death benefit guarantee, and that will be able to be paid over a 5-year period. They won't get it in a lump sum, but they will get it over a 5-year period. The next thing would be is our top tier guarantee for the accumulation. We call 4 is your floor, and the reason we say that is 4% simple interest is guaranteed on the accumulation, even if the index were not to perform. So if the index didn't perform at all, this is a 10-year contract, it's going to be 4% simple interest annually every single year for those 10 years. So at the end of the 10th year, your owner is going to know, or your client's going to know that they're going to have $140,000 if the index didn't perform. Now, if the index does perform, it's going to be the greater of the two. So if the index is performing better, then we'll take that value and run with that value for the cash value then. And then the other thing is, the third thing is the powerful accumulation potential. We have the boost design that allows for higher caps and participation rates, higher in the industry. Like, there's a lot of high bonus products out there, and we'll kind of discuss that here in a moment. I know you can't see the slides, but we'll do our best to.
Is it working right now? I just made you the presenter. Is it working for you now?
Let's see here.
So EquiTrust just came out this about a week and a half ago, Andrew?
That's correct, yeah.
Good. And so you got the 40% boost and death benefit day one.
Yep.
You have a 40% return guaranteed after the 10th year. So the least your client's going to make is 40%.
Right, correct. And that's kind of the page I was going over here. Here's the advantage that I was going to talk about. And can you see that, the Smart Boost Index advantage?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
So the boost provides a high guarantee and high potential, beating the top selling competitors out there for bonus FIAs 100% of the time. And when we talk about higher guarantees, we're talking about our 40% boost versus a 10 to 24% bonus product that, most of those will have fees on them, that we can provide higher guarantees. And as you can see here, putting 100,000 in day one, like I explained, the primary beneficiary would have a guarantee of 140,000 if the owner were to pass away. Now with the higher guarantees, that's not the case, because you can see here they would only have anywhere from 110 to 124,000 guarantee. Once again, higher upside. Our S&P 500 participation rate is 50%. Most of the higher bonus products out there for participation is about 25 to 38%. We have a clean accumulation engine through the S&P 500, meaning that we just decided to keep it simple with just keeping with the S&P 500 indexes for the lineup. Once again, strong death benefit for 140% of the premium day one. And then also we have the only authentic Roth IRA conversion. And what we're talking about there is the 40% boost will even offset the highest federal income tax bracket at 37%. So if you wanted to do a full conversion day one, you know, they would have that 40% boost. That would take care of if the owner were to pass away, then the beneficiary would have that 40% to cover the federal, you know, the highest federal income tax bracket for that.
And there's no fees for this contract. You know,
Right.
the client gets all these gratis with the plan. So you're not paying for the 40% gain.
Right.
You know, your client's not having their, you know, their accumulation account drained by fees, which we see happen a lot with other companies. If you add on some of these companies that have the fees for the higher interest rates, they have fees for the income rider, they have fees for other things. You're seeing some pretty significant money coming out of the account every year. And this plan has no fees, no charges, great
Right.
opportunity. Yep.
And this why a boost. And this next slide explains it. Boost versus a bonus. As you can see here, you see the smart boost with a FIA with the boost, 40%. And then the next column, you have the premium bonus with FIA with fee. You know, we were talking about that 10 to 24, 15 to 24% bonus, high bonus products out there. They're going to have an annual fee, right? What does that do? That lowers the accumulation potential because you're taking the fee out of the interest there. Plus, then we have higher accumulation guarantees there because of that. Index credits applied to premium resulting in higher caps and participation rates versus your fee ones, or even your premium bonus without fees, as you can see over here on this side too. And just the higher caps, participation rates, and then just the overall guaranteed accumulation death benefit is higher. So at the end of the day, what we're trying to do here, design, is that you have that death benefit guarantee, plus you have a 4% simple interest or a guarantee, you know, that you can tell your clients, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you're going to get 4% simple interest every single year, even if your index didn't perform at all. So that's a huge guarantee there. Plus, then you're going to have higher caps and higher participation rates than what these premium bonuses, with higher bonuses, with fee or without a fee. Here's the product specs. It is single premium, $10,000 minimum, just like all our other index annuities, but it is a 10-year surrender, issue age 0 to 80. The difference with this one is that we don't have a 10% penalty-free withdrawal on the contract value. It's 7% on the initial premium. So if you put $100,000 in, they're going to get $7,000 anytime they take a withdrawal on this contract based upon $100,000. It does have a nursing care, home waiver, and terminal illness like all of our other contracts. The commission right now, it is 7, but it is 8 until the end of the year. So any apps received until December 31st, they will receive an additional 1% on top of that 7 to equate to 8%, 0 to 75, and then 5.25, 1%, 6.25, 76 to 80. And as you can see here, the product benefits, once again, the 40% accumulation value guarantees, vests 4% for each year for 10 years, simple interest. That 40% boost part of the death benefit day one with the 60-month payout is elected. You can do a lump sum, but you won't get the $140,000. You would just get whatever the lump sum is at that time with that 4% interest, or if the accumulation value was higher than the 4% simple interest, then that's what you would get. Then also higher accumulation potential than the premium bonus products. Here's our rates, very competitive rates like we were talking about. You know, the fixed bucket, 4.5%, hard to beat. You know, most of them out there are going to be in the 3.5%. Very competitive cap at 8%. And like I said, the participation rate is at 50%, where most of them are out there are, you know, anywhere from the range of 25 to 38%. We still do have the trigger out there at 6.5%, and then I like the dynamic intraday as well. It's a very solid index that does trade 13 times a day. The S&P 500 does manage. So it's a 70% participation rate. Here's all the states that it's approved in right now. Actually, we just approved 5 more states. We have Illinois, Ohio, PA, Montana. And there's one other state that I'm missing, maybe Minnesota. But so that brings it up to 43 states that we now have it approved in. There may be a few variations in some states with some things, but that will be displayed on the disclosure when you do it. Or any questions you have, definitely let us know for sure too as well. But I think
will Annuity Rate Watch be updated on that, Andrew, on the approval on those states, so I can?
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I just don't know if it was.
Okay.
You know, I'm not sure if it was done right away or not, but I'm sure our operations has probably had that done. I've not been told that, but I'm sure they would want to do that, you know, prior to notifying everybody that it was approved.
Cool.
So, yep.
Good.
The product mechanics, like I said, the smart design of the Smart Boost. Everyone loves bonuses, but they're often accompanied by low rates because there's a give and take there, right? With a higher bonus, you're going to have lower caps, lower participation rates, plus then you have added fees. You know, a lot of those higher bonus products range anywhere from 95 basis points up to 1.25%. Really depends. Number 2, you get the boost that doesn't earn any interest or index credits. Well, but what does that mean to your clients? It means a higher upside potential without sacrificing any of the guarantees. So that's, you know, the design of the product at the end of the day. Here's a great example of the guaranteed values. So what we're showing here is that the accumulation value is not, we're just saying the index is not performing anything at all. So what we're going to see here is you see the 140,000 guarantee. So any year that the client does pass away, the primary beneficiary would get that 140,000 over that 60-month period. But then you do see the vested, which is at 4% interest that it's growing at every single year that they would get. So at the end of the 10th year, they would have 140,000. So it just kind of gives you a great idea of, so, you know, the values, really what you're focusing on is the 140,000, the simple interest, and the AV, which I'll show you here now. The next page, the non-guaranteed values to watch. So once again, the guaranteed value is still going to be the same at 140,000. You still got the simple interest growing at 4% every year, but now you do have the indexes growing. So this is assumed on 100,000 and the S&P 500 participation rate, that 50% participation rate. So in the first year, as you can see here, it didn't grow anything. So 104 beats 100, so it's going to stay at 104,000. But then you move on to 108. The index credit's at 4,768, but that's still simple interest still beating it. But in year 3, as you can see here, it added on 10,173 for interest. So now your AV, your cash value, the index, 114,940. So it has beat the 112,000. So now we've taken the greater of the 2. So now it's vested for the 114,940. However, but then you can see in year 4 where it didn't credit. So now the vested amount of 116,000 is greater than the 114,940 for that year. So now we're going to switch back to the vested guarantee amount of 116,000 because that's greater. So it's just the greater of the 2 in between all the time. So that's what's the nice thing about it is that, once again, we're giving you a guarantee of 4% simple interest. However, if the index does credit well, then we're going to give you the greater of the 2. So that's the beauty of the product there. Here's the better rates versus bonus FIAs. Basically what we're comparing our products here now. You've got our market power, you know, you've got a 3.75% cap. That's got a 15% bonus right now. So like I was explaining, so you got a higher bonus, but you're going to have less in your caps and participation rates, right? So you got a 3.75, Smart Boost is 4.5, but you've got a cap of 6.5, Smart Boost is 8, and then on the participation rate, this is a buy-up, so you have to pay an additional fee of 1% to get 52% participation rate, where there's no fee on this buy-up, it's 50% participation rate. So once again, there's a give and take there. And then the trigger, 5.25, 6.5 in the Smart Boost, and dynamic intraday is 60, and on the Smart Boost it's 70. Now you can see here the market value product, it does not have a bonus at all. So there is no give and take. So we're just giving you an example of, since there's not a bonus, we can give you higher caps and participation rates if as you want. However, there's not going to be that guarantee of like what the Smart Boost is with that 40% boost or the 4% simple interest. You're just going to have a little bit higher caps and participation rates. So it really comes to what the client's wanting. You know, are they wanting a little bit of a higher bonus with lower caps, participation rates, or are they wanting just higher caps and participation rates with no bonus, or are they wanting the Smart Boost where they have a 40% boost guaranteed, where they have that 4% simple interest guarantee, 4 is your floor, no matter what. If the index didn't perform at all, you know you're getting that 4% every single year, and still having higher rates with the participation rates and caps. Here's the index potential with guarantees. So now this is just showing all of the indexes that we have within the Smart Boost. You got the 1-year fixed, you got the cap, you got the participation rate, you got the trigger, and you got the intraday. And as you can see here, with the 70% participation rate on the intraday and the 50% on the participation rate of the S&P 500, those both have outperformed the cap and the trigger. Okay. Now, will this happen all the time? Once again, we can't predict the future, so we can't say that, but this just gives you a good idea of what the 10 years, recent 10 years that's done. So that's why I always say don't put all your eggs into one basket, maybe diversify, putting a little bit into the cap, a little bit into the intraday, maybe a little into the participation rate. You know, whatever you want to do, you can do, but it just, you know, picks up. If one index is not performing well, then the other index would pick it up as well.
And they're able to move their index strategies at the end of each year, right? So
Yep,
if they see that
every single year
there's a trend that, you know, a couple of these are outperforming the other ones, you know, why keep watering the weeds? Let's put some money, you know, on the roses. They're making money, and let's get those switched up and make as much as we can.
You got it. Exactly.
Yep.
Here's the withdrawals we were just talking about. You know, the 7% simple interest penalty-free withdrawal. You see the boosted value are reduced by more than the withdrawal amount. Withdrawals will reduce by the vested EAD dollar for dollar. Any of the other values, it is going to be pro rata. So, and then excess withdrawals, and then RMDs as well.
So they're 7%, or let's say they're, you know, 7% is $7,000 based on $100,000 deposit.
Yep.
If they even draw their account below 100, you'll still pay them $7,000. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep. It's
Yep.
7% off the 100,000 all the time. Yep. Correct.
Yep.
Off the initial.
So basically, if they draw their account down to 80,000, you'd still pay them the 7. Is that also accurate? Yep.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Good.
Got it. Suitability. You know, there's a lot of questions out there, you know, because sales opportunities, replacements, and things like that, you know, where carriers might have high surrender charges, and, you know, higher bonus products can offset that premium or surrender charge. So with us, since we don't have a higher bonus, we will take up to a 15 to 16% surrender charge from the other carrier for a replacement. So that's pretty sweet there. Obviously, you can see in California and Minnesota, though, we can't exceed 3 or 4%. So, but
California's not approved there yet, correct?
Nope, California is not. And I believe, like I said, I think Minnesota did get approved here yesterday.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. So
good. Good news.
Yeah. Here's the sales and opportunities incentives. Like what we talked about, the top tier guarantee accumulation, 40% growth, vests at 40% annually or 4% annually over 10 years, plus the potential for even higher growth. You got the market loss recovery, the 40% boost that helps offset while providing the higher accumulation potential and traditional premium bonuses. Also then just the legacy planning, like what we talked about. If the client passes away in that first, 1 to 5 years or whatever it may be, they're going to get that full, boost of 140% of that premium. So if it's 100,000, they're getting 140,000 paid over a 60-month period. And then you got that Roth IRA conversion as well, just as an idea to offset the higher tax bracket as well. Once again, here's the commission special that does apps received through December 31st, increasing at 1%. Here's the recap, why Smart Boost Index, strongest guarantees in the industry. It's a minimum of 40% growth over 10 years of that 4% simple interest. We've got the higher caps and participation rates because we don't have the fees, we don't have the higher bonus that we can do that. It wins 100% of the time in the scenarios in the last 50 years over some of the top bonus products. I know Genesis, I just couldn't show these slides, but I know Genesis had run quite a few different carriers showing the performance of their indexes versus our S&P 500 par rate, and we beat it once again 100% of the time. Boosted death benefit available day one, like I talked about, with no underwriting. So that's a perfect example, like what I was talking about. People that don't want to get into life insurance and don't want to do the underwriting, here's a great opportunity to get them in an index annuity where it's going to be a death benefit guarantee with no underwriting. Once again, no fee for the boost, no fee for the 40% boost, and then it easily offsets the tax payments for Roth IRA conversions, and then strong renewal rates with our renewal rate transparency. And Matt has probably talked about this before, but we've got, on the agent site, you can go and look at our renewal rates and show how consistent they are from past history. I always talk about how, I've worked at many different carriers within the Des Moines metro area, annuity carriers, and EquiTrust is the only carrier that I know of that will show that on their agent site, showing that transparency of how strong their renewal rates are and how consistent they are. Here's the microsite where you can go if some of you are familiar with like the Bridge or our Wealth Max. This is kind of the same thing. You go to our microsite, and this is where everything is housed, from marketing materials to running illustrations to accessing the application on Firelight, and then there's videos and different case studies and case scenarios. Also, there is a nice calculator out there too that you can go. It's below the actual map where all the approvals are, and it'll just be like an assumed rate. You can put in like 5% and the amount of 100,000, and then it'll show that kind of calculator on one of the slides I showed at the beginning of like the different amounts, like the guarantee amount. I can go back. It shows just like this calculator here. It'll show. It won't show the S&P 500, but it'll, like I said, assumed rate, and it shows these columns how he explains that. So it's an excellent visualization piece for that for sure. But that's all I have today from the product. It's exciting, and we just want to hear from you guys and any of your thoughts, feedback, good or bad. At the end of the day, we want to hear from you and want to know.
What's the maximum size case you guys will take without pre-approval?
2 million.
Too large. Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Well, this definitely has a fit in the marketplace, and clients are looking for a better minimum guarantee floor. This is one of the best ones out there I've seen. So,
yep.
Great opportunity for them to really, hit home runs with this contract with, some good returns, and the fact you can, move your money around. You're not locked into, certain strategies that just don't have histories of returns, because this has great history of returns with the real indexes, S&P. It's been
No
a very
volatility
strong,
indices. Yep.
right? The volatility indices just aren't doing it right now. So this is a better opportunity for your clients to make better money. So
And I think
definitely a great combination.
And I think too, you look back to the older products with death benefit guarantee riders. This is kind of it is the same thing, but it doesn't have a fee. Where your death benefit guarantee riders on your annuities, the cost was any from 1 to 1.25%. So,
Right.
plus then you have higher caps and participation rates of this rate environment now, which, probably won't last for too much longer the way they're talking, with the Fed looking to lower rates, but we just don't know what that'll look
Yep.
like. Obviously, Fed rate doesn't always mean that we lower rates right away when they lower rates, but it definitely is. It takes into consideration too. We always are the ones that are the last to lower our rates too, because we like to see what other carriers are doing. We just don't jump out in front and lower our rates because everybody else is doing that. So that's the nice thing too as well. So
we appreciate that. Keep those rates high.
Yeah.
And now is definitely a very strong rate environment. This continues to go. I know that Trump wants to get rates lowered. The Fed keeps rates pretty consistent. So hopefully we'll see consistent rates here through the end of the year. But I would not be surprised to see a couple of reductions, between now and the end of this year, based on what the Trump administration wants to see happen. So we'll see how that plays out. Otherwise, I'll be giving everyone a call that attended today's meeting. I'll be getting information out to everyone that was on or signed up. Details on the plan, so everyone will get a little package on that. Anything you need from me, I'll be in today and tomorrow. You can get quotes and get all kinds of good stuff from me on the EquiTrust products. I know they have a very good range of both indexed and fixed rate annuities. I mean, their 5-year rate right now is 5.5, pays a 3% commission at age 80. Their 3-year rate is 5.25. Yep, and that pays a 2% commission, I believe, to age 80. Correct?
Yep.
So if you take a look around on the combination of interest and commissions, EquiTrust is right there at the very top. So, if you want to get paid for your work, EquiTrust will pay you. So it's a great combination. Appreciate Andrew being on. Sorry about the little bit of a delay today. We had to get a couple things wrapped up to get on board here this morning. So appreciate your patience. Anything you want to finish up with here, Andrew, this morning?
I don't think so. I greatly appreciate having me on today, and definitely look forward to working with you guys.
Sounds good. EquiTrust has been a great partner of IAMS for years. I know we were one of the first IMOs to combine with EquiTrust, 15, 20 years ago. And it's been a great relationship. We continue to see their products, evolve through the years. And they always are very competitive on their rates, very competitive with the comp, and just a great combination. So appreciate that. Otherwise, everyone, have a great week. Have a good weekend coming up. Enjoy the end of summer here. And we're looking forward to seeing some market or smart boost coming in the office based on our little presentation today. So look forward to that. Otherwise, Andrew, have a great week, and we'll talk to everyone soon.
Thanks again, Matt. Have a good weekend, everyone.